Welcome to Akol podcast, the voice of innovation. Today we are going to have a discussions, and this discussions is going to be emotional intelligence, and I'm going to discuss it with my brother Dau Akot Dau. He's a psychologist by professional, and we are going to discuss this because most of the people are suffering from this, and they don't control their emotions, and we have a lot of psychological things happening today, let's say in South Sudan and also in Africa and the rest of the world. People are suffering from emotions, and sometimes when somebody asks questions, when somebody says something, they may just react, and they may react badly. So all these things are emotion that are also trigger in our body. And I think Brother Dao will also explain more about this because this is his field, and he know more about us, and he know more about this. So he's going to explain why emotion is very important in our life as a human being, and how do we control emotion. First of all, Brother Dow, I want to ask you about emotion. What does the word emotion mean in psychology? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Brother Akol. Once again, I give you a thank for giving me this second chance. I think it will be my second time to be with you in a call podcast. To come direct to the point, what you have, emotional intelligence or emotional by itself, uh, is the understanding and the perception, is the ability of understanding and the perception and managing of the stress and thing to do with empathy. That is all about the emotional. When we talk about the emotional, it mean that it, like emotional intelligence, it mean that if you don't get me well, huh?
I'm getting you. I'm getting you.
Okay. So it means that the person have ability of understanding the situation of someone emotionally, or that person have ability of perceiving or having a perception on oneself or to others. So emotional is all about our life feeling, the way we feel to others, the way we manage to understand the stress that are facing another person, or the way you understand your own stress. That is all about the emotion. Emotion can carry a two meaning. It can be in the positive side, and next another time it can be in the negative side. So you can have emotional feeling of being happy, and you can be have emotional feeling of being sad. It carrying both side meaning. That is all about the emotion.
Thank you so much. Yeah, this is wonderful and brief definitions of emotional intelligence and also emotion itself. Brother Dow, we have been seeing this for many times, and also since we were born, we came to this world as a humankind. We are here. We have been feeling the earth for almost thousands of years, and I think the way we live is quite a bit different. And our chemistry, our body chemistry, is the same. Wherever we go, we know how it react, and we know how to also to have interest. Now, let me come to ego. Sometimes people relate ego with their emotions. They say it's ego. Sometimes is related to emotions. When you have an ego, sometimes you always like your own interest. You don't need other interests to be involved, but you always like your interest. And this thing happen when you are in conversation with someone, or if you have something that you want to share. Sometimes you feel like you want to take much rather than the other person. And how do you explain this? Why do people behave like that? What trigger ego in our body?
Okay. Simply, that one it depends with a genetics that you come from, and also it can be in environmental influence. Like for example, when I stay with the people that are aggressive daily, even if I don't have that ego, I can learn it from those people. I can go learning slowly until I get myself in a emotion that was not in my genetics in the first place. And sometimes maybe it can be genetics with you. The family that you come from, they can act like this one, and that one uh, it can be changed. If it is, if you have genetically have such emotion or that ego, it can be changed through environmental training also. But if you are willing to refrain from this one, you can do it. But if you don't have willing, even if you try it up and down, you cannot able to change that situation of emotion. But if you are ready and you understand yourself, you understand your emotion, you understand your ego, you can learn it. But if you did not understand it by yourself, even that this one is dangerous with you, and also it's dangerous to other people, you cannot change it at all. So that is the scenarios that we are in South Sudan. And also I don't see the people are focusing on that side of which emotion is something dangerous, or having such ego is dangerous to the human life, for oneself and for others. No one has that knowledge of which this one is very harmful to the people. So each and everyone is free. You can act the way you like it, and you don't determine whether it will hurt others or it will not harm them. That is the problem.
Okay, good. But now, do we have this ego in, let's say, in relationship? Like you are dating your wife. I mean, you are dating a girlfriend. If you are dating a girlfriend, do we have ego also in relationship? Have you ever feel, or do you have experience of ego in relationship?
Okay. I may not have experience, but I may have knowledge on it. So, in a relationship, there are some egos, and that ego is commonly in the male side. It can be both sides, but commonly in the male side. When you in a relationship, uh, let me say that you might be in tracks, but one person may find himself or herself that he is above than another one in that relationship. So that one is kind of the ego that you don't determine. Another person also have a feeling of which he or she can be like this. Another person also can be like this. So in a relationship, it is there. It is very common, but commonly in male side.
Okay, that is good. But I think some ladies also they may say that you are not my type. Where does this word come from?
Yes, and that is why I think that it can be both side, but commonly in what in a male side. This kind of thing that you are not my type just appear recently.
Okay.
Okay, it appears recently that education has came up and all other modern things has came up. That is where some ladies came to understand that if you reach to a certain level, you may think that there are other people that cannot be your type, or there are other people that you cannot even be having link with. But this one, in a long time ago, it was not there. It just appeared recently after the education is emerged, and other people took it in a way which is not the same concept of education. So it is there also to the ladies, but it appeared just recently, it not before. And you look back, you check it back, last generation that has gone. So women used to humble themselves. They respect their mean, even if you are disabled, you don't have anything, or the way you are, and just your parent or parent are accepted you, they cannot have choice. They don't talk, they don't say anything. And it doesn't mean that she doesn't see something negative in you, but because in the respect of the norm, and also for the regulation of the ego, they have been taught naturally that you can control your ego. Don't release what is not necessary, even if you see something is not necessary, because if you release it, it will harm other people. So they have been taught naturally. But right now that you came to school, you interact with other people, that is where such a thing come from. And that is why I talk about the environmental influence before, because you may find it, other friend of yours may talk like this one, saying that this one is not my type, and such a people like this are not deserved to be in relationship with you. All those things. A person with a weak mind will just listen slowly, and adapt to them quickly. So this one come as adaptation of the environmental influence. That is what I can say about it, and that is exactly what is happening.
Okay, thank you so much, brother. Now you have really explained my thing on this. Now let me elaborate more on emotions and also the psychological effects in our culture. In our culture, I think in South Sudan, we have been living for many years in this country. And as we live, we may be having a cultural practice depending on ethnic background. You are a Dinka, you are a Nuer, you are a Shuluk, you are a Sholi, you are any tribes in South Sudan. So we all have our own beliefs and our tradition. Then all these traditions, we always bring them together with psychology, because psychology also has impact on that. And it is because of the psychology that's why we are still practicing this cultural background. And if it was not a psychology, then we might have not practicing this. And that's why you are born into the family, and you will just pick from there. You pick from where your family are practicing the culture. So you move together with your family, you move forwards, you go, and after some time, you also bring other kids, you die, and then other kids will also come. And this thing shows that there is also a psychological influence in that. This thing, it will bring me into the questions, Brother Dow. Why psychology is very important in our life, and why do we learn psychology for us to know it? What is the problems of psychology? I think most people talk about it, that psychology is very important and it's like this. You as a professional psychologist, so why is psychology very important in human life?
Thank you so much. Psychology is very important in so many parts of human life. Let me begin with the cultural life. In a culture, when we talk about the culture, it is full of psychology because you can even understand in some days back when a person is died in one of the family, people do not come just directly and think that we have lost Mr. X and Y. So they came and sit down, they talk to the family, saying that all the bad things are not something new. They have been there all this time. They will be beating bush around. They will narrate it all those things, all the bad things that have happened before. So as a person is talking to you like this, and you realize that something has happened in your family, someone has died, but you may not know who is that person. You will just listening. At the end, you will give a guarantee saying that, okay, I understand. Tell me what has happened. Someone will saying that we have lost Mr. Regan. Why? This one is psychology. Because if you come and talk directly like this one and tell someone that we have lost Mr. Regan, why? Someone will faint it, and maybe the person will die together with the first person who has gone. But because of psychology, is saying that a mental threat is cause uh, can cause a death to a human being, and that people should talk in a way that you will save a human life and you will save the human mentality. So in the culture, it is all about psychology. You will not discuss something harmful in front of the young kids. You will not say other things that can be that can control the brain of someone forever. So in a culture, psychology play a great role to the children to grow in a very respect way, including beating the children. Is also psychology, is a discipline. Now you can see other people beat their children some years back. It is because you want to discipline them so that they may grow in a very disciplined way. This is psychology. When we come into the modern world or in a modern education that we are currently, psychology is linked to the understanding. You can be a teacher. When you are a teacher and you are teaching in the class, you may identify who is intelligent in the class uh, and who is sick in the class. Other student may be sick. And if you don't have psychology knowledge, you may not know that person is sick. You may not know that person did not understand anything. But if you have knowledge in psychology, you can understand it through body language. You can know that that person did not understand something uh, through the way he or she is looking and the way he is acting. You may understand that person is not cooperating with your teaching. So in education, psychology also play a great role by knowing the intelligent student and the student who did not understand something and who is sick and the student who is very stubborn also. You may know it without just talking to the student. Just coming and just looking at them like this one, you will recognize what is going on in the class. So psychology is a language that you can speak without word, without it is a non-verbal speech that you can use in the psychology. You can understand, look at the situation, and understand the environment, what is going on. So psychology is very important. And when you go to the military side, you know, those of intelligence and those of the security and all the tactics that the military can do require psychology. Without psychology, people who survive from war cannot be recovered. It needs a psychologist to talk to them so that they can return back to their sense. Because the person who went to war and come back may not find himself that he is alive. Because the son is the one that can understand anything. But if your son has got lost in a war zone, it needs your son to be returned back. And that is the work of psychology for you to return back into your son and understand that you have survived. And also, you can know that that one will not repeat itself again. So, psychology uh, play a very great role in every sector where there is a human life, where there is a living thing, even in the animal. The animal also needs psychology because if you see a dog staying at home, it cannot communicate, but it can understand what the owner wants. It, it can cooperate. When you just show your hand to the other side, eh, the dog may run. Following that situation, he may know that there is something there. That is psychology. So psychology is all about the human life. When you see any living, you cannot live without the psychology attachment with your life. So I can say that the life of human being is in brain, and if it is in brain, then the psychology is the study of mind and mental process. So that is all. I can even define it more than that. But also to allow other context to continue, that is all about psychology.
Thank you so much, brother Dau.
Thank you so much, brother Dau.
This is good. Now, let me ask you about the trust. Sometime we might be having we might be having a trust, somebody you trust, but unfortunate you trust them, and then later on they always betray you. I don't know how can you respond in that.
So may you repeat the question because the network you just used to cut your voice.
Seriously. Okay.
You talk about the trust.
Yeah, I talk about the trust. Yes, I say it. I say that sometimes you may trust someone, and then later on they disappoint you. I don't know, how do you react in that psychologically?
So that you may know what is the root cause of this issue, or why the person withdraw the trust from you, or why the person has broken the trust that you have given him or her. So after you understand what was the cause, that is what you can address. And after you address it, then you can return back to your trust with that person. That is how the trust uh, can be explained according to what I may know in psychology.
Okay, but sometime if you have somebody who used to drink, Masalan, Zo Sakran. Sometimes there are people who also trust Sakranin Del. They even work with them. They even drink with them. They smoke with them. But only that they don't take alcohols. But you may trust somebody who used to drink and you work with him together. I don't know. Why do people behave like that?
Okay. So working with a person who is drunk doesn't mean that you have trust that person at all. So you may be moving with that person, but deep down in your heart, you know actually that person will do something to you later. So for a person who is working with a drunken person, don't think that that person has given trust to that drunkard. They might be working, and it might be a part of counseling, but because when you want to change the person from what he is doing or what he is doing, you will not do what? You will not distance yourself with that person. You will be close to that person. That is where you will make a counseling to change a person from such a situation. But when you move with them, yeah, you move with them with a carefulness. You are close to them physically, but in your heart or in your feeling or in your brain, you are not with them. So that one is not a trust at all. It is just a physical moving, but I don't think that it is a trust. Even if you tell that person you sleep with him, he will not accept because maybe you will sleep later and he will do what you want. You may not know, but because you are watching him and he's watching you, that is why you are seeing them moving together. But in deep reality, they are not. They don't have trust among themselves at all.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, that's good.
Now, there are some people who might be
Now
watching
there
you
are some
now,
people who might
and
be
these
watching
people
you now,
they want to understand
and these
more
people
about
they want to understand more about
psychology.
psychology.
They may be having a problems that they are facing now, and want to know how will psychology help them life. Time these people they may also think that psychology may help them. Don't know how will psychology help people's person who is in deep trouble. They peoples who are in relationship crisis. Now that is not available. He's having a problem. Our viewers in Akol podcast, The Voice of Innovation, we have been discussing about psychology, or how psychology has been transformed life for many thousand years. And that's why I brought this topic on for us to discuss, I and Brother Dau. And I think we have been discussing this topic, and it's a nice topic for us to discuss it. And nowadays, psychology is playing many backgrounds, playing a crucial roles for all of us. If you don't know psychology, sometimes you might be in big trouble. And emotional intelligence as well is very important in life. Sometimes you react negatively to certain situations. And when you want to interact, I mean to interact with a certain situation, sometimes a lot of things happen. Maybe someone insulted you or someone just slapped you. You don't need even to go direct and slap back, no. But you need, first of all, to calm down and check first what is going on. And after you find out that this guy slapped you because of this, because of that, this is the moment that you will react and you will also do what you want. But sometimes nowadays we have been found that most of the people they always react in, and this is a lack of intelligence. When you react instantly, that is bad. Sometimes you may find a queue in a bank. When you find the queue, so you will come with your own feeling. You want to go before these people, and you're not patient. You don't want to be patient. So you just need to go there and pick what you want. But sometimes when you stay in the line, so when staying on the line, they will say, I mean, you are going to delay. Sometimes you don't need it, but you need just to go and pick what you want. This thing happen mostly in a bank. And this is whereby we always judge the emotion. When people are many, we judge your how you react because emotion is correspond body. Body respond based on what is happening. That is the chemistry. And if you have this feeling, all what it needs is to be patient, calm down, and everything will solve itself. but it's you to take care of your emotion. There is nobody that will come and also help you in calming down your emotion. But it is you to calm down in what happening. If you are falling into deep trouble, you need to pay attention, calm down. You need to have patience so that you are accordingly. But if you are not patient, you're not calming down, then a lot of things happen. Your emotions will always trigger problems, major problems in life. This is where you lose everything that you have been planning to do. But when you pay attention, when you have a patience, then emotions will not give you any problems. But it is you now to calm down and act based on what. That's why I brought Brother Dau, so we discuss all these topics that we are facing, and we have a problems in South Sudan today, and I'm part of the world. But I know when you go to developing countries, find that they have already done, might have learned them. They know also why intelligence, emotional intelligence is very important. They also know why psychology is very important in society. Here, uh, when we don't have emotion, this is what I said earlier that we not a problem. We don't know why do we have violence, conflicts time. It's because all these things we don't have psychology. Okay, we don't have even emotional intelligence that we trigger. We study thing into deeper context because when you study thing in deeper context upon that problems because you have gathered all, that's why you are reacting to. But sometimes if not gathered all the info and you react instantly, other problems happen. That's why you see South Sudan today, Itabalganas people are fighting, Zol Bishakal Mazole. Nas getting the Shakolo. It's really very bad. All these things contribute to failure. That is why you see it become too much in South Sudan. Now let me come back again to trust. When we say trust, sometimes you may trust somebody all your spirit. You trust them way that they may also reflect it back. This is what always expect. When you trust somebody, you expect them to trust you. Sometimes you may be trusting someone. Sometimes you may trusting somebody. After you trust them, they may also they may also trust you back. But from there, there is something that come when you trust them, rather Dao. A thing that come is always we always see that what come after you trust somebody, ego arise. When the ego arise, people tend to concentrate on their own interests instead of the friendship. Okay, and if they intend to concentrate on the on their own interests, then friendship friendship is not going to be there. Why is because we somebody is focusing on life and is not focusing on friendship, and this thing lead also to the break of the trust. And when trust is break, then there is nowhere again that you find trust because the trust that has been broken, sometimes you may not get it. This is what we know. Rather, now, thank you so much that you have come back. Having network problem, also seeing that you came and you went back because of the network. We have been talking about psychology, and the question that I was asking you was like, sometime there are people that are watching right now want to learn from you. They want to learn uh, why psychology will help them in the current problems. Some people are now in deepest problem. People might be having a relationship crisis, having financial problems, and all these things may happen to them. So, what do you want to tell these people who want to advise about financial crisis, about crisis, and all these things? Because they are also related to psychology. And without psychology, I think they may intend to do something bad. So what do you want to tell these people, by the way? Thank you.
Thank you so much. First, I would like to say sorry for the technical issues that has happened. It is someone that called me on the WhatsApp, and interruption has happened. So I think uh, that was what was happened. So to come direct to the point, as I told you before, that the psychology used to cover everything in every place where there is human, to the point of which you raised up recently about the economic crisis and also about the relationship. Both of them, when you see them, they are interconnected in psychology. People that are having different issues now in a relationship is because of the economic crisis. Because currently, when you see the mental capacity of the people, they focus on the properties more than relationship. Because of that, you can see most of the people are in the relationship crisis as well as in economic crisis. So my advice to people like that is that everything depends with how your mental is strong, and for your to allow yourself, to allow your mental to become weak, make sure that you will not defeat anything, because the power of human being is from the brain. If your mental is strong, you will resist everything. Uh, I want to tell the people that don't allow your mental to grow weak. Keep equipping yourself. Look around the environment. See other people, how they are coping with your life, and see your life. When you see the life of other people and compare them to your life, you will think that you are better than other people. But because of we don't look around, we don't see the environment, we don't interact with other people, we may think that our situation are worse more than the situation of the others. And when someone thinks that his situation or her situation are worse more than the situation of others, that is where that person will become suffer more than suffering. But if you move around, you look the environment, you see the others, you also give yourself a time to rest and think about how the life is too long. You will understand that life cannot need you to rush. Yes, things are worse. Nothing is going on well. But what you want to do is to let your brain or your mental remain strong. So no, you keep participating with others. Like for example, if I have something that is paining me, I should not hide it, even if it is worse than what I can share with another person. I will get a help from there. But if I decide everything for myself, I will not continue enjoying a good life. But in fact, life is all about painful stories. There is no life that can just rise from shining and end from shining. You raise up, you fall down, you raise up, you go like this one until the end of the life. So the most important part is that we need to share our situation. If I have financial crisis or I have another crisis that are facing me, maybe social crisis or whatever, I need to share with my friend. I need to share with the person that I trust so that I may get a help. In South Sudan, we don't have center for counseling. If we were having center for counseling, I can direct them, saying that if you are facing so many things that you feel that you cannot resist by yourself, you visit that center. But since we don't have it, I may say that your friend is your center for counseling. You can share it with your friend, and you will get help. So psychology is natural thing, is natural science, and each and everyone have more knowledge. Even if you do not want to school, you may find like our elders, our parents, long time ago, have that the skill of psychology before going to school. Because when they find someone is sad or anything bad is happened to you, they may talk to you and comfort you, tell you what you can do. That is all about. So if we came into this time around, other countries are advancing. They have center for counseling, and they have center for other training whereby you can what? You can resist your problem that are facing you secret down there, because not every situation are visible. There are other situations that I may not know even if I meet with you. But deep down, something is paining you. So such a people, I would like to say that let's share as a South Sudanese, let's share as a human being that is watching this life, so that you can do what you can help yourself. You cannot help yourself alone, but sharing your situation with others is also a help. Also in a relationship, people took relationship as something simple, but that was not the fact. The relationship is the beginning of forming the family. Uh, like when you are dating, you date with responsible. Don't date while you have doubting. Your heart is not fully desire what you have been following. So thing like this one can lead you to what you will not like later. So if you are dating, date with the carefulness. Think that this one is yours. One is it often that there is accidentally where it happened to become close to you. You should not reject it. You know, brother Con, uh, some years back, there is one of the person who used to advise us, is saying that if you reach beyond 18 years, make sure that if you are in a relationship with someone, whether you're a girl or the man, make sure that the person you date is a person when it happened uh, to be saying that you are now become a family, you may not having a complaint. Other people date with the hidden agenda. They just come and they don't want you. They think that there is a short period of time that they will stay with you, and they will just see other way. So those things, these are things that used to succeed quickly. Anything that you don't like, and you are there participating, make sure that that will not go anywhere. It will come to you, and that will face you because you are not feeling well about it. How I would like to say that when you are doing things to do with a sexual relationship, do it responsibly, because there is no way that you will think that this one will be for just 2 days or 1 month or 3 months, and then you will get another one. That is not the case. So relationship of nowadays actually is very vast. It need a lot of things. You see, if a person is from year to day, maybe there is a certain interest that he or she is following, and he will later withdraw. Such a people, the only advice that I can give is that what you are participating to is yours, my friend. So don't think that it will not be yours. Don't think that you are participating with what does not belong to you. So you are participating with what you expected that this one is yours actually. So it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen based on the natural setting. But don't involve them to pose what is uh, not exactly with the natural setting. Like, for example, when you're in a relationship with a person and you think that this one will work according to the way you like it and not the way the natural setting has happened, so it will phase you. You know, other people saying that this one God will help me. God will not help you uh, with anything that is not your willing. It is anything that you have in your heart is what the natural setting can intervene and make it happen. So uh, relationship can be taken carefully, and also can be think that this one is one of the two. It is either you will take full responsibility of it, or it can go away in a way that you are not responsible for it. That is what I can say about the relationship.
Thank you.
Also, to say something little about the trust
Yes.
that you have been talking about before. This trust, brother, trust is not something simple, but trust is maintained based on the emotional of the person. You know, you can trust someone, and when you trust that person, and that person have a low or just emotion doesn't have emotional control, uh, the trust can be broken while he or she is not intended to do. But because if he or she have emotional weakness, that is why the trust sometimes is broken just simply like this. But trust uh, is not just something that you can do it today and tomorrow and next tomorrow. Trust is a promise of a human life. But because of some other weakness in emotional control and intelligence and, intelligence quotients, another thing that are involved in the relationship. Because when we talk about the relationship uh, is the way you are continue with the person, and that person that you are continue with is a person that you know. That person is your friend. That person is also a person that you will share so many things with him or with her. But if there is emotional intervention that can happen later, you should not judge that person. because each and everyone have weakness in emotion. Other people now, when they graduated from the school, they may cry. Do you blame such a people? You cannot blame them because that are natural, what? A natural force.
but
You cannot
why
maintain them.
why do they cry?
Okay.
Why do they cry?
Yes, this one is a feeling. Even you, the person who is crying, may not know how this crying is coming from. You find yourself that you are in a certain situation. So that one is inner feeling. It is related to the emotion. And emotion cannot be controlled simply like this one. It needs you to go for the long time of training. It needs you to go for the long time experience so that you will keep doing what? You keep doing emotional control. And that is why now, when you see our elders used to advise the youth that don't join the politics, it is because politics are full of so many chaos. But if you didn't come across the emotional control, you will not manage it. So when you see people are saying that don't join this and don't join this, it is because that your emotion is still weak. Sometimes emotions go with the age. You know, there are certain age when you reach them, you can have emotional relax. Even if you are a person who used to feel sad quickly, you will what? You will be a normal person when you reach a certain age, like you reach above 40 to 50 years. You will relax. You will not be feeling like the emotion that you have during your youth or will not be the same emotion that you have during your 50, 60 years. So emotion can go with the age. Emotion can go with the experience. Emotion can go with the environment that you are staying in. So the people who always use to break the trust, always use to do what you are not expecting, maybe they have emotional challenge. And thing to relate with emotion, you cannot what? You cannot condemn the person. You cannot judge that person. What you can do is to come close to that person, teach that person how to have emotional control, and teach that person how to resist the circumstance situation that he or she may be falling. So that is all about the trust that we have. But the trust currently is uh, moving just like this one. Is depend on, like for example, as we are speaking in South Sudan currently, the trust that we have in the psychology and the trust that we have in our country right now. So they are opposite because there are some other things that can force you to act beyond your emotional control. So such a thing, uh, we can blame the environment, we can blame the professional, like the psychologists who did not pick up their work to implement such a thing, for which they can maintain the life of the people. The life of human being doesn't it depend just like this when you are born and you come to the world and stay like this. You need another contribution in the health. So failure of just misplacing the trust and brokening the trust and all those things, you are doing something that the behavior that are not much with the people and whatever, all those things can be taken as the responsibility of the person who take them. But the most people that can take responsibility are people like us who are graduated in such professional field and the government who can supposed to play a crucial role, whereby there are some centers that can be afraid. You know, when we see now a lot of things happen, a call. We cannot discuss what and leave what. Everything is messy. So we need actually to have so many centers for counseling so that everything can go in a very nice way that the people are expecting, including social media. Social media is also playing very, very negative role of increasing emotional and also increasing bad behavior because there are no rules that can give people of how you can use this one in a very, very nice way that cannot harm other people. So a lot of things are happening. But I will give you this chance so that you can ask the question that you want to arise so that we can cope up with the time.
Thank you so much, brother Dau. You have really digest this topic, and I really like it. This is a great thing. Thank you so much. We remain with only 2 minutes. I mean, to wind up this program, and I want to ask you the last question. And this last question goes like this. It is about the habit time. Brother Dau, we have developed some of the bad habits in South Sudan. let's say the habit of social media.
The habit of social media.
You talk about it earlier.
You talk about it earlier.
And other habits that you may also know.
That you may also know.
So how can we control our habits?
How can we control our
let's say bad habit.
let's say bad
How
habits?
can we control them?
Okay.
How can we control them?
Okay. So to talk about how we can control our habit is also need a lot of teaching because our habit just emerged recently after the social media has intervened. I can say I always blame social media and I always appreciate social media because social media has become a short way of which we can pass our message, of which we can do other technology things. But the way we came to use it has changed our habit as the youth, as the elders, and others responsible people that can supposed to use the social media in a very good way. So our habit, we need to change from bad habit while teaching ourselves on how we can manage it. So the way we can do it is that our elders, our professionals should have to get a time to lecture the youth so that they can give them most of the negative part that can our habit are contributing to our society, that our habits are contributing to our life. So we will keep teaching. We will keep teaching. We cannot giving up. But the most part that we can do is that we can advise each other. If you know your friend is misbehaving, you can talk to your friend saying that this one is not the way. I know it will be very hard for the friend to listen to you, but you also try your level best so that you can talk to him or her to understand you. Our leaders also can play a crucial role. They, very, they can create a sentence whereby the youth interact, whereby the good habits are taught. It is not something easy, but it needs a contribution of all of us so that we can change such a habit. The behavior that the social media has created nowadays uh, are behavior that will harm the entire nation. And those behaviors do not come just simply like this one. They come uh, while learning from each other. Like, for example, I am in social media and I see my friend is writing nonsense, writing all those things that are opposing people, that are insulting people, that are do whatever. I may say, okay, that the way that my friend is doing is the way I can follow. You know, dangerous thing, something bad always emerge quickly, but good thing cannot go quickly. So I would like to say that there must be a role to be played so that we can regulate our social media because that is where our behaviors are fully played today. When you see all those things, the reason that they came up quickly is thing related to the payments. Someone want to be paid, then you can do whatever you get. You write it something on social media so that you may become famous. You also write something so that you may generate a lot of comments, likes, and also you write something so that you may seek reconciliation. Like people who used to criticize people so that you meet the people later, the people whom they are criticizing to make reconciliation. And also there are seek opportunities. Nowadays in South Sudan, when you fight against a certain figure in the government or another business people, you may find a room whereby you will be accommodated so that you may keep silent. I would like to say that this
Okay,
one should
okay.
not be
Now,
the issue at all.
now
The issue is that
let
talk
me
frankly.
let me
If
come.
someone has crossed the line,
Yeah, let me come to the point that you said, the point of being
if
accommodated in the house. Sometimes if you insult somebody, then you may be accommodated in the
it looks like
house.
you are talking.
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Are you not getting me? Are you getting me? Now he's having issues with the connection.
It looks like you are talking about.
So you're not getting me, huh?
Yep. I don't understand. I don't hear your voice.
Okay.
You mute yourself, or what?
No, I did not mute myself. I'm waiting for you. Are you not getting me?
Check the setting there. The boy is not there, though.
Okay, but I think Brother Dau is having issues with the connection, and I want to bring him back. Dau is having issues with the connection. I'm waiting for him to come back. Having issues. Internet, I think. So let me wait for him to come, then move forward. I want to ask him about what he said about the accommodations, because he's talking about accommodation. Yeah, Dau, you were having a problem. It's not me. Are you getting me? Yeah, you have a problem. That is the connection. It's not mine here. Mine is set up. Now I was asking you about the question. There is something you said that you will be accommodated if you insult somebody. And we have been seeing this thing online. Of course, we have been talking about the bad habit that we are seeing on social media, and the bad habit we are seeing from different peoples. When you insult somebody, this is the moment that you will get resources, let me say. You may be given thousands of dollars if they are officials, and even if they are not officials and you keep insulting them, so you may be accommodated. You will be given money, you will be given anything that you want. Do you think this is the bad practice, or is it a good practice, Brother Dau?
God is encouraging what? Encouraging that bad behavior. This all bad habit that we have been talking about come through our prominent people, whom you think that they will mediate people in a very, very honest way. But now you can see, I came to the social media today writing against Mr. X and Y. Tomorrow that person will call me. We sit together, and the public will see me. We take picture together, and I will come and write something back. Yes, our situation has been come. What I was saying is why and that, and now it is finished. Then you'll be accommodated. You work there. So
So,
what will prevent me
do you think
that I can do it also?
do you think it is only in South Sudan?
It is only in South Sudan.
Huh?
Do you think it is only in South
Sorry?
Sudan? Do you think it is only in South Sudan?
Yeah,
Do you think it is only in South Sudan?
this one is only in South Sudan because I have been following some other people, some other countries, but I have never seen this one. I have never seen a country whereby you can see a user appear in a national docket because of the criticism. But in South Sudan, it's very common. Most of the people are working just because they criticize the people. Later, they will be called and the conciliation is made. You see someone is writing on social media, giving time to why and their that they are the one who make their conciliation happen. And now we are returned back to our peacefulness, diversity, and whatever. So we are encouraging our youth to contribute to the negative impact. So when we see these behaviors, this aggressive writing on social media, so it is not their responsibility. I cannot blame the youth. I cannot blame the people who are practicing it, but I can blame the people who take it as a positive way of bringing people close to them. So when a person is criticizing you, just call that person. And after you call that person, find out exactly what was he saying or what was she saying. And if what he's saying was true, yes, correct it. And let him stay in a place where he was. Don't allow people to criticize you, then you can provide something to someone. That is bad practice. And that is why now you are seeing the bad behaviors are emerging. Also, famous, to be famous. We need you to commit yourself. Do something better. Do something good. Who cannot go viral, Akol? I'm telling you, if you are pushing just wheelbarrow with the ketchup on the roadside, this one people can see you every day there. You are famous. What you are doing, a little thing that you are doing, and it's very positive. People will keep saying, "Hey, this Masiraki is doing something good, even if it is small." But if you are doing something very bad, you are doing something that is harmful to the other people, and that is where you will appear in a shining center, that you become a very great person and whatever. So you are encouraging others to do it. So famous cannot be generated from wrong means. You just work hard to become famous. Like you call the time that you were, I see you used to bring back your picture of some years back. So all those things that you have been doing all this time, now you are famous. You have now for computing group, everyone knows. You didn't tell anyone. You have names and you become famous now. Everyone knows you. You talk about calling out. No one can say that I don't know. Everyone knows. So, and it has taken you a time to be known. He did not come just in 2 to 3 years and become famous everywhere in every corner. So to become famous, it is something that you need to work hard for. It is not something that you use a shortcut so that you become famous. You're saying that this is Mr. who used to criticize Mr. Y and say, that one is not good. So I would like to advise our youth that the behavior of becoming fame in the wrong way is not actually a good way. And also the behavior of criticizing a public figures, so that you can find accommodation is not good at all. Even if you come what and you are coming through the criticism, the work that you are doing is meaningless. Also, to generate a comment or to have likes and whatever on social media, you say something good. Something good also, the people will have a comment, will have a say on it. So you cannot generate a comment because of the wrong thing that you have did, which means that you are also generating the wrong comment. They are not rightful things. So now when you see the behavior that are happening on social media, it is because of famous, the reconciliation, and also opportunity. These are these are the things. There is no other thing. Now if we stop making reconciliation and give them a reconciliation package, and also stopping a job opportunity being offered for the criticism, and also keep to blocks people who used to write nonsense so that they become famous. If you block them, uh, you can see now all those things they can drop one by one. Like what I see last time about our sister who went to a will, and he did a show, and the people are will gap her a give and whatever. You see, people are talking about it last time social media. That is not actually a good way. You express yourself in a positive way, and if you see a negative part, keep it secretly. Talk it in a way that people will not see it. So when we get to learn the habit of hiding the secret and discuss them in a very necessary way, very demonstrative role of which we can solve. Because when you talk about something, it is something that you want to solve. So, and you cannot solve something in the public. You solve something down and then bring the positive one in the public. That is how we are going to change the habit. But if we are still building the negative thing in the public, so the question of which you asked to me before cannot happen, because we cannot change our habit when we used to leak the negative part to the public rather than leaking the what? The positive part to the people. So that habit need us to put down the negative thing and then raise up the positive one and work down to solve the negative thing so that we can keep exposing what is good and not what is not bad.
Thank you.
That is what I can say, Brother Paul.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now we are going to end the programs, and I really appreciate your time. I appreciate your knowledge that you have given to us. Some of us, we learn from you. We have learned a lot of things in terms of...
There's happened again. I did not heard your voice at all.
Okay, sorry. Okay. You have connection issue. Are you getting me right now?
Right now?
Are you getting me?
Are you getting me?
Yeah, I'm with you, but network is just making I don't know what happened to my network.
You have a problem. That is the case.
Yeah, you have a problem. That is the case.
Okay, yes, come up.
Okay, saying we are ending the programs. The program is going to end right now. I thank you so much for coming, and we learn a lot from you.
And we learn a lot from
We
you.
have got a lot of things from you, and
We
I
have
think
got a lot of
also
things
the
from you,
viewers
and I
have
think
seen
also the
what
viewers
you
have
said. They
seen
have also heard
what you
what
said.
you
They
said.
have also heard what
This
you
is a
said.
great thing, and we thank you so much.
This is a great thing, and we thank you so
I
much.
hope to bring you next time into this
So
program.
I hope to bring you next time into this program.
Okay, before you go, I would like to say the interview of today is not conducted because of the networks, and also I did not even bring my headset before. I just wake up quickly because the situation of South Sudan. You wake up doing something tomorrow, you even forget what you have been planned yesterday.
Yeah.
So I want to apologize to our audience who did not get me well, and also to you also, because there are some other questions I did not even answer well because maybe I did not have something. I would like to say that I'm sorry. And next time, if it happens, please you provide another platform so that we can talk about it again. So that is what I can
Thank you.
deliver to you at the last
Thank
message.
you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Dau, for these wonderful conversations. I think most of the people they learn from you, they have got to what they want. And today we have been discussing about psychology, and I believe that we talk about psychology in real sense. And the meaning of psychology, it was elaborated by Dao, and you heard from him what is psychology, why psychology also is very important in our life. Why do we need psychology in our life? I think Brother Dao has narrated a lot of things. He also narrated habits, why habits are very important, and why can we and how we can also and how we can prevent those bad practice of the habits. Sometimes you might be having a good habit, and then you expose the bad habit so that people may know you. This is not good enough. Brother Dow also talk about the fame, that you don't need to be fame just at a time. You don't need to be famous just within 2 days, within 3 days, and then you're at fame. But you need to be fame just gradually. Like you spend time, move forwards, you do what you're good at, and you also go forward. Then most of the people will know you. There's nobody that will not know you, but it is not good for you to be known with a bad practice. Time is not good, and if you have fame because of the bad practice, sometimes that thing is not good. And this is what he says, and I learned from that indeed. This is a good thing, Brother Dow, and we thank you so much for coming. We thank you so much for for lecturing us today about psychology. And most of the people, I think, they have learned from you. So thank you, and I believe that we can meet next time. We can meet next time to discuss maybe this topic, because it is a wider topic. There are a lot of things that we left, but I think we may come to it next time. So thank you guys for coming, and I appreciate that. We are going to bring you live again. Time. Thank you. If you need to discuss anything in a call podcast, remember that you just text me, and then we will arrange the time. And I think everything is going to be nice.